The national debt ceiling is a major worry for Washington right now, and with just days to go before the U.S. bumps up against a technical limit on how much debt it can issue, experts are warning that it could finally tip us into an outright catastrophe. We're joined this afternoon by Frank Chen, an associate professor of finance at the Pompea College of Business at the University of New Haven. Professor, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
So give us a little background here. What has happened recently with the debt ceiling?
Yes. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen called on Congress to raise the debt ceiling as soon as possible, warning the government could become unable to pay the bill after early June. She said the government could hit the roughly $31.4 trillion borrowing limit on January 19, and then the Treasury Department will begin implementing the so-called extraordinary measures to manage the government's cash flow until early June.
And why do you think federal spending has just skyrocketed? Is inflation a big cause here?
The main reason is the federal deficit is brought during the COVID-19 pandemic, when Republicans and Democrats injected more than $5 trillion of aid into the economy. So far this fiscal year, which began in October, the federal deficit has increased by 12% compared with last year. The higher borrowing costs on the government's debt caused by the higher interest rate to fight inflation are the primary driver for this high government spending in this fiscal year.
And lastly, Professor Chen, for people watching right now, everyone worried about a recession, what's the economic impact of this current standoff?
Indeed, this standoff over the debt limit comes at a fragile time for the economy. The Federal Reserve campaign to lower the inflation has already left some people worried about the high interest rate would tip the U.S. into a recession. Also, uncertainty over the liability of the Treasury Department could further cloud the economy outlook. We had actually a similar debt ceiling crisis in 2011. It caused a downgrade of a U.S. credit rating in the history and roiled the financial markets. In sum, the failure to pay the U.S. government bondholders, Social Security recipients, and others on time will have a far-reaching economic consequence.
All right, a lot of good information. Professor Frank Chen with the University of New Haven, thank you so much for taking some time to be with us today.
All right, thank you.